Hello students and anyone else who may be watching from home. This is Mr. Borges and I'm just going to do a quick-ish video answering a question that a student of mine asked about this level called rangefinder. Now, the answer to the question, and a lot of students get stuck up on this level, but this is a great chance for me to explain something about the way CodeCombat does business. Now, what you'll see here is that there's a pattern. There's a pattern to the way that CodeCombat levels are structured here. And so these first 3 lines of actual code right here are showing you an example of how to do something, right? And then what's happening here is in the next few lines of code, we're actually using that example to do something. Although there's a line missing right here, on line 12, that we'll have to write ourselves. And then over here, there's another set. We're doing the same thing one more time, except this time there's 2 lines of code missing, and we have to write them both. Now, CodeCombat does this kind of thing over and over again, so watch for this, right? So here's the example that they've given us. So we're going to create a variable called enemy1. We're going to set it equal to Gort. Gort's just this first dude over here, right? We're going to set the enemy1 equal to Gort. Then we're going to make a variable for distance1, for how far away Gort is. And distance1 is going to be equal to hero.distance2 enemy1, right? Now, they've broken that down into 2 steps for you. You could have just put Gort with quotes right here and combine those 2 steps into 1 step. They're just trying to make sure that you're following along with what's going on, though, right? That we really are doing 2 separate things. We're identifying an enemy, Gort, and then we're identifying a distance, the distance to Gort, which is enemy1, and then we're having the hero say that number. Hero say the distance. The hero will say that distance, in this case, right, 21.31 meters, and then the cannon takes a shot at that distance and then hits Gort, right? That's the example. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do it one more time, right? This time with Smasher. So over here, we have a new variable, enemy2, for Smasher. Then we have a new distance for the distance to Smasher. And it's going to be equal to the distance to Smasher, which we're naming enemy2, right? So then what we got to do is write the 3rd line of code. And the 3rd line of code is the 3rd line in the example. I'm just going to copy this here and paste it in. Although we don't want to say the distance1 number, this time we're going to have hero.say distance2. Right, and that's the 3rd part of the example, of this example right here. Right, we're going to do that same thing again one more time down here. Now here, if you look at the comments, it says, do not shoot your friends. So that's Charles. There's Charles over here. He's our dude. We're not going to shoot at him, so we're not doing all these 3 steps for Charles. Right, but then we've got another enemy over here. Right, Gorgnub. And Gorgnub is an ogre, one of our enemies. And they put enemy 3 here. I don't know why. They put enemy 4. It's the 3rd enemy. It doesn't really matter. You could have named this variable anything you wanted. What we're doing, though, is this example right here. Right, these 3 steps. So, first thing we do is identify our enemy. In this case, Gorgnub. Set it equal to a variable name that we make up. In this case, enemy3. That's the first step of the code. Then the next 2 lines are, it says here, find and say the distance to enemy4. Here's how you do that. That's how you find the distance, and that's how you say the distance. So I'm gonna grab the code from these 2 lines right here. I'm gonna copy that and paste it in. But we're not saying distance1 again. It's not about enemy1. Now it's about enemy4. Gorgnub. So we've got to change these ones to 4. It's going to be distance4. It's going to be equal to hero.distance2 enemy4. And then once we've found that number and saved it into the variable distance4, we're going to do hero.say distance4. Right? And so I know I'm showing you the whole answer to the whole level, but the idea, and I hope you guys get this idea, is that there's a pattern. Here they're doing something, they do it. Then we do part of it, right here. It's the same idea, though. And then we do most of it, right? Distance 4. And then the way CodeCombat goes, it wouldn't have been surprising if there was another one that was just that they never helped you at all with. You'd have to write all the code for, and that would be fine. It would just basically be this idea right here. You would copy that whole thing, stick it down here at the bottom, and it would be like enemy 5. And this is going to be, whoever enemy 5 is going to be, and then the pattern would be the distance 5 would be hero dot distance to enemy 5, and then we would have the hero say distance to distance 5, right? And if Borges was on the map here somewhere, we would take a shot at Borges also. And so that's the idea that I'm trying to show you. I'm okay giving you the answer to this level. I want you to get the idea of how this patterning works in CodeCombat, because understanding this is going to help answer all your questions, most of your questions for the other levels. All right, so thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Ooh. Oh. This one's gonna hurt. Oh. All right. There you go.